Book 1, Chapter 1 of The Cathedral. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by David Wales. The Cathedral by Hugh Walpole. Book 1, Prelude, Thou shalt have none other gods but me. Chapter 1, Brandons. Adam Brandon was born at Little Empton in Kent in 1839. He was educated at the King's School, Canterbury, and at Pembroke College, Cambridge. Ordained in 1863, he was first curate at St. Martin's, Portsmouth, then chaplain to the Bishop of Worcester. In the year 1875 he accepted the living of Pomfret in Wiltshire, and was there for 12 years. It was in 1887 that he came to our town. He was first canon and afterwards archdeacon. 10 years later he had, by personal influence and strength of character, acquired so striking a position amongst us that he was often alluded to as the King of Polchester. His power was the greater because both our bishop, Bishop Purcell, and our dean, Dean Sampson, during that period, were men of retiring habits of life. A better man, a greater saint than Bishop Purcell, has never lived, but in 1896 he was 86 years of age, and preferred study and the sanctity of his wonderful library at Carpledon to the publicity and turmoil of a public career. Dean Sampson, gentle and amiable as he was not intended by nature for a moulder of men. He was, however, one of the best botanists in the county, and his little book on Glebshire ferns is, I believe, an authority in its own line. Archdeacon Brandon was, of course, greatly helped by his magnificent physical presence. Magnificent is not, I think, too strong a word. 6 feet 2 or 3 in height, he had the figure of an athlete, light blue eyes, and his hair was still, when he was 58 years of age, thick and fair and curly like that of a boy. He looked, indeed, marvellously young, and his energy and grace of movement might indeed have belonged to a youth still in his teens. It is not difficult to imagine how startling an effect his first appearance in Polchester created. Many of the Polchester ladies thought that he was like a Greek god. The fact that they had never seen one gave them the greater confidence, and Miss Dobell, who was the best read of all the ladies in our town, called him the Viking. This stuck to him, being an easy and emphatic word, and pleasantly cultured. Indeed, had Brandon come to Polchester as a single man, there might have been many broken hearts. However, in 1875 he had married Amy Broughton, then a young girl of 20. He had, by her, 2 children, a boy, Falcon, now 21 years of age, and a girl, Joan, just 18. Brandon, therefore, was safe from the feminine Polchester world. Our town is famous among cathedral cities for the morality of its upper class. It would not have been possible during all these years for Brandon to have remained unconscious of the remarkable splendour of his good looks. He was very well aware of it, but any one who called him conceited, and every one has his enemies, did him a grave injustice. He was not conceited at all. He simply regarded himself as a completely exceptional person. He was not elated that he was exceptional. He did not flatter himself because it was so. God had seen fit, in a moment of boredom perhaps, at the number of insignificant and misshaped human beings he was forced to create, to fling into the world for once a truly fine specimen. Fine in body, fine in soul, fine in intellect. Brandon had none of the sublime egoism of Sir Willoughby Patterne. He thought of others, and was kindly and often unselfish. But he did, like Sir Willoughby, believe himself to be of quite another clay from the rest of mankind. He was intended to rule. God had put him into the world for that purpose, and rule he would, to the glory of God, and a little, if it must be so, to the glory of himself.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?